talk as long as you can.
Warning!
But sometimes the body won't listen.
Warning!
For some, your heart will stop.
Warning!
For others, your brain.
Warning!
And the blood will flow suddenly.
Warning! Warning!
There's one winner.
Warning!
And no finish line.
Gee, Steve, what are we going to do tonight?
Same thing we do every podcast. Tell him how we sees it.
All right, here we go. We're doing How We Sees It, episode 305. This is another one where we hit the theater. We went and saw The Long Walk, not home, just Long Walk. We didn't do a pre-podcast because we got there right at the time the movie was starting and had to get our popcorn and drinks and go to the bathroom and get to our seats. Didn't have it. But, I mean, I don't know. I went into this with just knowledge of the trailer. And that it was Stephen King. I never read the book. I think I've read one Stephen King book.
Well, this wasn't even Stephen King. It was Richard Bachman. It was back when he was.
It said based on.
No, that was a what is it? Pseudonym, fake name. He used a fake name when he first started out.
Oh,
so
okay.
he wrote
This
several.
was actually his first book, but it was released
later
after,
on.
Yeah.
I think that is correct.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Let me throw something out. You know, I have my Blockbuster page behind me, and there is a movie called The Long Walk Home. And I'm very familiar with seeing the cover box. It's with Whoopi Goldberg, Sissy Spacek.
Wow.
So I apologize
Okay.
for saying Long Walk Home. I apologize to the person I bought the ticket from who shamed me because I called it The Long Walk Home.
He did. He totally shamed you. He was like, "Long walk home." Do you mean
Like,
the long walk?
seriously, like, you know what it is. You know what he's asking that for,
Little
you know?
handshake. The long walk. Yeah, motherfucker, the long walk.
I would have been like, oh, shut
And
the
give me some
fuck
popcorn,
up.
little bitch.
Yeah.
No.
God, I hate
Moving
people.
on.
Anyways, this is a little outside of what I was expecting for our October, where we try and do spooky month. It doesn't have. I don't know if it even has a horror element other than it's got a little.
No,
slight
I knew
horror.
going in it wasn't going to be scary, but it does have that fear factor, right? That and a little bit of gore, you know, from, you know, being shot to death. So that's really the scary part.
Yeah,
but it's not a true horror.
Stephen King to me. I kind of was like, okay, how's he going to put a supernatural twist on this? Where's the spin?
Well,
you know?
I mean, we're talking about the guy who did the Shawshank Redemption and Stand By Me. You know,
And
these are
the Green Mile. Like, there's lots of books that he does.
Green Mile had a little bit of supernatural.
Yes, but it wasn't scary.
Right.
No, it's not a horror.
I'm just saying that. I mean, I
get you.
I don't go into Stephen King.
I know, but you say Stephen King, you don't think that, right?
In a September, October release.
Well, it's like
and I want to have a
Flanagan.
technicality. Actual The Shawshank Redemption is called Rita Hayworth. I just want to throw that out because I'm a Stephen King fan. So let's get it right.
Yeah, well, I don't think Noah would have recognized it if I said Rita.
That's fair. That's fair. But that's why I
the
say I
book.
want to go back to my roots.
That's the name of the book.
It's a short story that's in.
Yeah, The Shawshank Redemption is actually a short story called Rita Hayworth.
And it's almost verbatim. You read it and you're like, that is the. I mean, they didn't have to leave much out at all.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
And Green Mile, like you said, that's a great movie. I love that. That's
not scary.
No, it's not. It touches your heart though.
Sure.
100%.
I mean, this one did. I mean, I cried
not
at
as
least
much.
a couple of tears, probably 4 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not as much as Green Mile did for me. I get what you're saying though. They're like, and we'll get into that. It does get very touching.
I was twitching throughout the whole movie. I will say that. I was on. Yeah. I don't know if it was
twitching
because I think I was nervous.
Oh,
and,
okay.
And
I get it.
That or I was kind of like had a pace going with my feet, like I was trying to keep
Try to
walking
walk with
myself.
them. Yeah.
But I felt a little twitchy that whole movie.
Yeah. Well, you know what would have helped you
Interesting.
with that is if you would have had something to calm your nerves.
Oh,
like
yes.
a cocktail or a drink. And that's what we do here on How We Sees It. Is we create a
segue.
cocktail or a drink that goes with whatever we are watching. And I'm going to start off real quick because I'm parched. I watch those guys walk a lot
So
of
thirsty.
miles. I literally, like, I want a canteen. Literally, I was like, if I wish I had more time to go and scour this, I didn't start thinking about it, looking for it till yesterday. I wanted to go find like an old Boy Scout canteen.
Oh, nice.
And do my drink with that. I would have been like, that'd be perfect. Because you mentioned
We have one.
You mentioned Stand By Me.
Yes.
And that's, to me, this is like a fucked up Stand By Me.
Sure. Well, they even the kind of the dusty period,
Yeah.
the time, the way they
Yeah,
were dressing
it was
and stuff
the
like that.
time,
It was
yeah.
very reminiscent of Stand By Me.
But anyways, I went with something that you would want when you're on a big ass long walk or hike or whatever like that. And it's very simple. I went with some Gatorade to quench your thirst, some Red Bull to give you wings and keep that pep up, and then I got this Round Rock vodka. It's actually a grapefruit flavored vodka. The reason I grabbed this one is I bought Round Rock before. I got it because it's from Texas, and to me, watching that trailer, the landscape just looked desolate, kind of hot, and it made me think of Texas. I don't know if that's where they're
I kept
supposed
thinking
to be.
Nebraska, but
But
yeah,
you're
fair
from
enough.
Texas,
Fair
but
enough.
I'm from California. I'm like, there's no trees in hot places, So that's what I did. I just mixed some Gatorade, some Red Bull, and some vodka, and I didn't measure. I just poured it in there. 'Cause you're out in the wild, and you don't measure. You just down it, and so I poured it in a nice little glass.
I noticed you went with an orange Gatorade too. Was that just a coincidence?
It was total coincidence,
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
also my second favorite flavor, and it's what I had at the house.
Well, that begs the question: what's your favorite flavor?
Fruit punch.
Okay.
You gotta go fruit punch.
Yeah, you gotta go fruit
I
punch.
think what it is fruit punch is a better flavor if it's cold.
You asked the question. Shame on you.
But orange you can have warm and it's still okay.
I like the traditional, the green lime, lemon lime.
Yeah.
Oh, the traditional sucks.
I'll
Anyways,
drink.
that's a
I'll
pretty
drink
good
any of them.
I
Really.
don't really have a name for it right now. I'll think of something before I post this. But
I mean,
it-
it's
it-
technically a vodka Red Bull
yeah, right with
with a
Gatorade.
splash of Gatorade.
Technically,
yeah.
there you go.
I mean,
Good job.
Well, I mean, because you would order if you go to a bar, you would order vodka Red Bull. Like
I'm
that's
gonna
a
call
drink.
This the short walk.
Nice.
All right. Okay.
Who's next?
Go ahead, Alicia.
Me? Okay. So for my beer today, I went to the big freaking barn of all the beers. So this is from Hoof Hearted Brewing. Never heard of this place. I don't even know where they're from. I couldn't really find a thing on here. But the beer itself is called Pump and Run. So on the front is some sort of hoofed animal in running gear with a big weight, like he's lifting weights. I'm assuming it's a he. But this is the closest thing I could find to walking.
Yeah, no,
So
that-
I'm
that-
going to go with it. And it's a double dry hopped Citra IPA, 6.6. I'm pretty excited. I think it's going to be tasty.
Yeah, it has a Simpson-y kind of drawing look to
Yeah.
the front. I actually thought that was Bart Simpson when I was looking
It
at it from
does.
the
Just
side.
a little bit more green.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it says here it's North Haven, Connecticut. All right.
That beer
All right.
traveled.
So that was my beer of choice today.
That beer had a long walk here.
It did have a long walk home. Steve.
Okay, segue to Steve. So for my cocktail, So wait. First off, check the recording. Are we recording?
Yes, we are.
Okay, because last
And we
week
got
our
battery and full memory card.
last week our
Okay.
recording cut out, and I don't know if it was recorded that I hated my drink last week.
Oh, that's right. I think that
Yeah.
was after the.
I liked the idea, I liked the name, but it really sucked. So I kind of got scared of making my own cocktail this week. I took a week off and went with something that I saw on one of my YouTube channels that I watch where they make cocktails. This is Anders Ericsson's channel, and he put out a cocktail last week that reminded me of it's called the Haystack. And that right there just reminded me of a road trip. I used to go on road trips. Well, whenever I drove to the Gorge early, a dozen years ago with Casey, I had this stupid dad joke that anytime we'd pass a haystack or something like that, I just point to it and go, hey. You know, stupid thing, and she'd roll her eyes. I know, right?
Oh, so bad.
To the point where now, if we're driving and she's in the car with me and we pass some hay, I don't even have to say anything.
yeah.
I don't. No, I just look at her and she just says no. Yes.
It's
Anyway,
a memory she's always going to have of you.
But
I
it-
love
I have the
it.
same
That's
thing
great.
with my kids.
That's
but
great.
to me, this movie that felt like a road trip movie. It's like they're
Yeah,
on the
a little
road
bit.
for a
little
long
bit.
time. Yep. So it also has a bitter liqueur that I had in my cabinet that I have not had for a while, but it's called Suze, and it's known for making a white Negroni, which is Negronis are one of my favorite cocktails.
Yeah.
My favorite traditional cocktails. So I thought, ooh, this is another one that has some Suze, so it'll have a nice little bitter taste that I like. So here's what it is. It's 1 ounce of Old Granddad's 114 proof bourbon, so it's really high proof bourbon. 3/4 ounces of the Suze. This is a bitter liqueur. 3/4 ounces of an apricot liqueur, Gifford Apricot du Roussillon. Roussillon. Yeah, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. 1/2 ounce of
Nobody's
fresh
gonna know.
lemon juice and express the oil. I also, I had to pack my thermos at noon today, and I packed a big solid ice rock, which survived.
I mean, that looks. I saw you open it earlier. Yeah, that's pretty good.
It shrunk down a little bit, but anyway, I've got a clear ice rock in here, and again, it's called the Haystack, and it's just I'm hoping for something that I enjoy a little bit more.
Yeah, better
after-
than the milk.
after last
Ugh,
week.
that looks so gross.
So there we go, the Haystack. Cheers,
Nice.
Casey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
I do that same joke with my wife too. Like, hey.
This tastes kind of like an orange juice. I mean, it's got some apricot juice, but
Yeah,
but
that's citrusy.
and it's
Well-
got the bitterness from the lemon. Yeah, so that's good.
Nice.
Which, if you haven't seen the movie, I don't know why you're listening to us. Go watch the movie. Spoilers. He just wants an orange juice.
Yep.
I thought he said Orange Julius at first, and then I was like, then I went
Product
off.
placement.
I really went on this tangent thought of like, did they have Orange Julius back then? Why would he say Orange Julius? Like, that's so random. Like, I seriously, for like 2 minutes, and I was like, no, maybe it's just orange juice.
I thought he said something about shoes. I need new shoes. I'm like, wait, no, he didn't lose his shoes. That's when I turned to Noah and said, what do you say? And you said orange juice. Oh, orange juice.
So, the two main actors, right? We got Cooper Hoffman as Raymond Garrity and David Johnson as Peter McVries. McVries, right? That makes more sense. The big V. McVries, yeah. They were the main two guys. I thought they did a great job. I love their chemistry and stuff. My biggest problem with David Johnson, and I don't know if this is his normal voice or if it was his acting choice or style, mumbled. Like
I almost
was
wonder if he
so
was
hard to
was he
understand.
British? Maybe he was British and he was hiding a.
I didn't think that he was mumbling.
He is British.
Is he?
Oh, bing,
So
bang,
he was
boom.
trying to.
I didn't really have a problem understanding him. I did towards the very end, and then I kind of thought he's just playing tired.
I get it.
You know what I mean?
Whatever the choice or whatever the acting style, whatever it was he did, I just was really surprised that it was so hard to I was like, I want some damn subtitles.
Oh, subtitles.
I'm
So
getting old too. I like some subtitles.
My voice that bothered me was freaking Major Mark Hamill. His voice, I just wanted to be like, do you talk at home in that voice? Like it's like news reporter voice, right? Like they talk in a very certain way, and then they get home and it's like normal voice. And I was like,
I
that
think he's
voice
got a
is
little
just
big head
dumb.
about his voice.
It was
'cause
just
I mean,
dumb.
he's the voice of the Joker in one of the animated Batmans,
Sure.
and he thinks his shit doesn't stink
It's
because of
dumb.
that. It's like that. He's become more known for that than Luke Skywalker. Even.
I think he would have been scarier with a normal voice.
I think they
and
should have
not
got
like
some.
this low deep voice. I was like, that's dumb.
I liked it.
I did not like it.
I'm with you. I didn't like him.
I didn't like him, the actor.
Yeah, I didn't really.
I would have liked to Arnold up there.
I
That
have a
would've
hard
no,
time.
Arnold.
My problem with I have a problem with actors like Mark Hamill or people that are so known for a role, especially and how it impacted me, that I have every time I see them, it's just kind
Yes.
of it's hard to take that part out of it.
Yeah.
I'm sure that them as actors have that struggle.
Well, it was funny because I was
but-
sitting there going, "That's Luke Skywalker. What's his real name? That's Luke Sky." I couldn't even
My-
think of Mark Hamill.
I was talking to my brother last week. He'd seen the movie, and he asked me, and I said, "No, I haven't seen it yet." But I said, "Mark Hamill's in it," and he's like, "He was? Who was he?" And I said,
Oh, God, how do you not know?
He didn't know. Well,
Oh my
he said
God.
Because he's a sommelier. He's not a movie guy.
He's pinky out.
No, but no, he knows Mark Hamill, but he just didn't. It didn't register, and so I almost wish that I could have experienced it that way, where I didn't quite know it, so I could have just enjoyed the role without it being a distraction.
I agree with you.
Like Nicolas Cage in Long Legs, where you don't really know it's him unless you know it's him.
That look on his face.
Yeah.
Well, Mark Hamill, though, he doesn't look like Luke Skywalker anymore. So if you don't know that he's changed. But I
guess.
remember him from Jay and Silent Bob as Cock Knocker, and he looked just like he did in that.
Yes.
And it's like, it's the same role.
He's recognizable. I think with the cast, I loved all of the young, the Walkers, right? All of the young kids. I thought they were all cast very well. The freaking crazy guy, Barkowitz, or I'm not sure what his name. I thought he did a great job. Obviously, like the 3 or 4 main kids,
Musketeers.
The all 4 of those.
Although, okay, Hank Olsen, Ben Wang, right? That's the actor's name.
Okay.
Oh.
Now, was he okay? So they never said what state they are from, and from my understanding is it's a representation of one kid from every state, and so he must have been like New York, right? That he was trying to do a New York accent. That is the most un-Asian.
I don't think he
accent.
had a New York accent.
He had something. To me, it sounded like someone trying to be from like Brooklyn or.
Maybe he really is from Brooklyn. I don't know.
Where are we going with this?
He killed it. He carried it. He did it the whole. I just thought it was very interesting that it was.
Did he drop his gum? Did we see him drop his gum?
No,
he was contemplating though.
No, I think what happened is he chewed his gum. Like gum will eventually, if you chew it enough, it will dissolve.
He was holding it in his hands though.
There was one time, but then later.
At the very end, he's looking at it and it's almost gone. Like I think what it was is because he said, when the gum is gone, I am done. It was representation of that.
Sure.
He chewed the gum gone.
Okay. All right.
And gum gone.
Yeah, that's it. That's the next movie. It's like Gone Baby and Gun Gone and Gum Gone.
Yeah.
He was the only one that had a very distinct accent that you were like, oh, okay, I should be able to pull what state he's from. None of the others really carried an accent from a state.
Sure.
And that, I just thought it was an interesting, and not, I mean, he did an incredible job. That kid limped his ass.
Oh my
off.
God. The kid with the freaking broken ankle.
Okay,
that lasted a long time.
I have a problem
I was like,
with that.
that guy would have gone down way earlier.
Well, not only that, but it happened at the beginning of that hill. There's no way he's making it up that hill on a side over leg. No,
Yeah.
I don't give a no.
Yeah.
He was not.
I agree.
Arnold couldn't do that.
Yeah,
in his best movie.
That was too much. That was over the top.
Do you think
it was? I was expecting him to be a shot. It's funny because they showed that they showed a shot of them after they crested the hill, and and he was behind it, and I went, "What the fuck is that dude doing there?"
Yeah.
No,
he lasted a long time after that.
He did, and that's why I called bullshit.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Recently, Stephen King was argued, and he said at the time that the book came out, people thought that he'd written this as an allegory to Vietnam, the Vietnam War, and the kids being
Drafted,
and
that makes sense.
Like you have to
he
do
said,
it.
and he
It's
said
not a choice.
He even said, "I didn't think about that, but it makes sense." He didn't
It's in
write
the back
it with
of
that
your
in
mind.
mind.
Sure.
Yeah,
Subconsciously.
but also, I mean, I've heard some pretty crazy things from wartime and things that people, were able to overcome. So I'm saying that just as a reflection of maybe I bet there are some pretty wild stories out there about someone breaking their leg.
Survive.
Yes. There's a survival instinct. They even brought up the mother's instinct to be able to lift the whole car off.
That is
off
true.
Of someone.
That is very true.
So sometimes the extraordinary becomes something that happens in
Yes,
extraordinary
a lot of it
situations.
is the will to live.
I
right?
agree with that a little bit. but I've rolled my ankle like that, and you can't walk. You can't. He would fall over. Like you can't step with your
you're
foot
not going
that
to be.
sideways.
Yeah, his foot was sideways.
Yeah.
Like if he had been limping and been like, I sprained my ankle, I feel like that would have been a little bit more.
Visually, it was so disturbing.
It was. That's what
and
I mean.
it was really.
That's what I mean. You can't step on your foot. Like your body would not react. You would roll and fall each time. If they would have showed him rolling his foot and then a severe limp afterwards, I would have bought it more than literally the foot over sideways. I was like, no, you can't walk like that. I'm sorry.
Can we just say the greatest part was the kid with the diarrhea? That
Oh,
was
God.
hilarious.
Oh my God. You
I laughed out loud.
I know. That's what I was going to say. I found it more hilarious because you were
I was
laughing
just
out
like,
loud.
oh, this poor kid. Like, you can't control that, you know? And then he's just like, I just gotta shit. I just gotta do it. Like, right? Like, what do you do? What do you do?
You
hilarious.
drop your pants a halfway and you fucking waddle walk while
It's just gonna go in your pants.
Who cares? At that point,
Yeah.
first off, you can't stop and shit and wipe, so you're gonna have shit butt anyways.
Yes, but I was actually, so having read the book, they talk about this. They talk about people like shitting and having to piss and all that stuff. And I was very curious how it was going to translate in the movie.
Yeah.
If they were just going to kind of gloss over it and ignore it, or if it's going to be a part. And I actually appreciated the fact that they brought it in. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And very early on, the McFreeze guy was like, he had to pee. So he's like, oh,
That's an
it's
easy one.
coming.
You can pee backward.
But yeah, the diarrhea, and then the guy like, that was the fastest shit I've ever taken, or crap because he didn't say shit or whatever. But,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because I mean, theoretically, you have 29 seconds to shit.
yeah,
I mean,
that is a very short amount of time.
Yeah,
under pressure.
I think you.
Right?
Yeah, you
What were they saying? Pitch it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, I mean, there's if you go into the unbelievable, like
It's the
to
reality.
walk 5 days
It's the
without
reality.
sleep, those guys wouldn't have been they wouldn't have been able to, like, you can't go that long without sleep.
Well, they even had the moments where he was sleeping. He's like, I don't get it. How am I able to?
I don't know if that's enough to I mean, I've been in my time in the military, we've done 12-hour watches and things like that. I had one where it ran into a 36-hour where we were on a search and rescue. By the end of that 36 hours, I was loopy.
Yeah. So coming.
And I wasn't even walking.
So this is from work. This is a scientific fact.
Yeah.
The longer that you are awake, this is why, like, officers, in law enforcement, or probably firemen too, I don't know, or doctors, or pilots, right? All these people who have these long days, you can't work over a certain amount of time, because the longer you work without sleep, the more your behavior mimics being drunk. So you slur your speech, you can't think fast, your reaction time is slow. So all of these things would just keep compounding over time. So I really don't know the reality of somebody being up for 5 days while walking. Like, what's really, like, the fact that they're like super coherent with each other for the most part.
Yeah.
Like, probably not realistic.
Yeah, that was my biggest point. Not and could you do a realistic version of this movie? No, because it wouldn't happen. I don't think you could walk that long. I don't think there's a person. I mean, I guess there's people that are out there that do 24-hour marathons and stuff like that. But
True.
You talk to those people and they fucking are wrecks and like all kinds of
things that you're doing to your body.
Yeah.
Like the one guy who was bleeding from the nose, and the other guy was like, his body is hemorrhaging inside, right?
Yeah.
Like, you just, at some point, your body is
And
turning
that was
on
like
you.
day 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that, and it's just crazy. It's my stupid brain picked up these guys with these shoes hanging off them. I was like, you don't have time to change your damn shoes. Why would you not? Why would you keep carrying those? Why would you not dump those?
Yeah.
Like, that's just extra weight.
Extra weight.
Just, I literally, because there's like 3 or 4 of them that are carrying like shoes and boots and all that. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then the other one that bugged me is they had the downpours, and this made me think movie wise.
Yeah.
Why do you never see a light sprinkle in a movie? It's always either a fucking downpour or nothing. And it's it's because they got shower sprinklers over the top of them.
I kept thinking that the Ray guy had a hat.
He did.
Never put it on in the rain.
Exactly.
He never
That's exactly where I was going to go with this.
Why wouldn't he put a hat on?
Yeah, he's got the bucket hat, and he's not wearing it in the rain.
That's true.
So dumb.
I find these sorts of imaginative movies just fascinating because it's really an exploration of ideas of what happens if something like this, which seems like you could come up with a society that makes this sort of thing happen, and you're at gunpoint and you have to walk.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's really all it is. And I found that this is one of my favorite Stephen King stories.
I enjoyed it.
Reading, and I thought this was a shot-for-shot adaptation.
I enjoyed the movie.
And I pour a shot.
But I appreciate just kind of the imagination of trying to explore all these different possibilities of what people can endure, what people can't endure, where do people fall short, and it seemed like there was an interesting mix of conclusions for the 48 individuals that had conclusions.
Well, there was 50 of them, but
Were there? I thought there were 49.
it was 50 states.
I know, but there were 49
There were only
No, they did-
They
well-
only did call 49. They never called a 50.
They
They also
did-
called one, and then they went to 4. So
They were spreading it out, but then I thought that he said
No,
4 lines or
But
7 lines of
there's
7.
50 states.
no,
so-
I know that.
5. He said line up in groups of 5.
Did he? Okay.
Which is, yeah, I guess, 5 lines. So 5 lines of 10.
Sure.
So 50 states. I assume there was 50 because I did that first thing too. I was like 1 to 4. Like where's 2 and 3?
Yeah, I thought that was weird.
When did the 50th state join the?
It was before the war.
Was it?
I mean, well, what
Well,
war? What
I
war are
mean,
we talking about? So this is a
the Great War?
fictitious war,
I
or
don't know.
fictitious
This is
world.
a
I think it's
dystopian-
supposed to be
yeah.
we lost World War II. Is
Which
what I'm
one was
assuming.
50? Hawaii or Alaska?
I think it was Hawaii.
I think it was Hawaii.
Yeah.
Or did
I
they
don't
join
know.
together?
No, they didn't. One was first.
Okay, but anyway, that was.
But so there, I understand. I read somewhere where it said 50 states, so there should be 50 kids, and it makes sense. Groups of 5, 10. But yeah, we didn't get all the numbers, and we didn't care about all the numbers. And
I mean, that would be a waste of
that
time.
hill. This is the
It killed a lot of them.
well. Not only that, but it was weird because they were shooting them really fast, like where they still seemed like they were walking. I'm like, how?
So I thought that too. But so before, right, you get 3 warnings and you have to walk. So like the one guy,
You have to stay above
Ray,
3.
if you get 3 warnings, you then have to walk for 3 hours,
Yeah.
right? It's an hour per warning to
wipe
get
the
rid
warning,
of that.
yeah.
So if people are already tired, this is already through the night, whatever, now you're going uphill. These people probably already had a whole bunch of warnings.
Maybe.
And now it's just like, you're
It was
done.
just weird because it was like people in front of them, people next to them, people right behind them. We were like, "What the fuck is going
Yeah.
on?" Where most of them were before, where they fell behind.
They
and,
just have to slow down.
and like that. The mechanisms didn't really work for me 100% in that part,
Yeah.
but I get what they're saying. Like the hill was going to
Yeah.
kill a lot of people because. Fuck it, that's hard to keep up a
Yeah.
3-mile pace uphill.
And
When-
it even said like steep grade for like
yeah.
the trucks.
The dude almost like, oh fuck.
The mechanics though, like of the shooters, right? Who's keeping track of people? And are they staying awake? Right? Like
I
so
think-
like who's
Oh,
keeping
well,
track of
well,
the
the
warnings?
watches.
They talked about the technology and how accurate
it's
it
the
is at one
watch.
point.
I think it was the
So-
watches that
Okay.
because it sounded like it was a mechanical voice, so it was like to me it seemed like it was more the watches were triggering.
Okay.
Rather
All right.
because how else are you gonna, like, oh, that dude looks like he slowed up.
I
Let me
know.
get a
Right, right,
radar
right.
gun on him.
Yeah, but I guess like the warnings and stuff. That's what I mean.
So,
like who's keeping track?
They never.
Maybe it is all just the watch.
And this is another one where
That
I
makes
just
sense.
looking around the background. The person shooting most of them, I think, was a woman.
Nice.
Had a big ponytail and had a slider build, and I was like they're never gonna show her. Like, is that just? I wonder if that's like the director's wife or something. They're like, oh,
Just
we'll
like
give
a
you this. You're
random-
gonna be the
notice.
fucking shooter.
I didn't notice it either.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just one of those I watched in the background, and the reason I think it's a woman, and I'm not trying to be sexist in this, but has a long hair, ponytail, but also has a slider build and stuff like that, and just stands like a woman. And in some of the shots, and I was like, I wonder if they're ever gonna really show the
Yeah,
person.
interesting.
But they don't necessarily, and I was just like, oh, okay. But could you imagine being that motherfucker?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. That's rough.
I like.
That's rough.
Oh, so my other point I was thinking about, and I think you said something about Steve. This reminds me a lot of Hunger Games,
Oh yeah, yeah.
right? Where they've got to there's the 7 districts or 9 districts or whatever it is, and each one has to put some kids in for this fucking death race or whatever. Like this, essentially what this is. And I'm like, holy crap, that's kind of crazy. But they don't do any world building ahead of time to tell us. Like, I almost wish there was some kind of, like, almost like a national announcement.
Like how it started.
What it's supposed to be about. I know they gave us pieces of it with the kids as they walked, but I felt like there was something missing in that. Like, we don't know why the world will, they're like, oh, we lost. I don't know if we lost the war or we spent too much money on the war or what it was. It threw us into this thing, and you're like,
I think it's just a morale thing. Like, hey, I know, but kind of how the Hunger Games. I actually was thinking of the Hunger Games during this movie as well. It's supposed to be morale, like, hey, you guys are all doing really poorly, but here's this carrot that you can win, and now you're going to have riches for life, right? So it's the same idea. Like, it sounds like the world at the time of this story is floundering, and it's very poor.
I get that.
You wanted more.
I wanted
context.
more why they decided this was, because I'm sorry, that would not have boosted my morale.
Sure,
well, I disagree with what you're asking for. Or I should just say that I appreciate their restraint from sharing that. To me, that's not.
Well, you read
It doesn't
the book.
make the story. It's not. It's
Yeah, I
not
don't think
about that.
They don't think they talk about it in the book. I think it's about the same amount. Just kind
Yeah,
of.
Well,
I don't think that's what the book is
understand that
about.
the end part of the story is the connection between the two main characters, right? They become brothers, and the sacrifice for each other. Which, fuck, I hated that flip.
Oh yeah, tears for sure.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it sucks so bad, and I get what that's about, and I really, really like that, and I think there's a lot to come from that, and even the Four Musketeers and the camaraderie, and you get that. I mean, I don't know, you probably get that a little bit with the the Force and stuff like that. You might have got that with some of your running or something like that. But when you're forced to be in a shit situation with people, you tend to link and work together and find ways, even if you fucking can't stand each other. That's how it was on our boat. When we were in the shit, everybody pulled their weight. There was no like, I'll fucking flip you off at whatever when we get back to shore.
Yeah.
But when we're in the shit, I'll do whatever I can to,
Yeah, well, that's like the one thing that military people say is when they come back from war, I wasn't fighting for my country. I was fighting for the guy next to me or woman
the guy
next
in
to
my
me,
hole.
right? And that's what it is. It's this friendship, this caring, this bond that you build amongst the people around you. And you can totally see that in this movie.
But isn't that the biggest irony of this is that they know
can only
going
be
in
one.
that you don't make friends because
They're gonna die.
because everyone's gonna die.
Yeah.
the one survivor is gonna have everyone die around them. So
Yeah. So sad.
I agree. I agree with
fucked
that.
up.
It is. It's
Totally
tough, but it's
well,
also
they say don't make friends.
Yeah, right.
That's in the rule book.
it is. But you see what making friends did, right? Because everybody else was kind of on the outskirts. Even the Four Musketeers, right? Those two guys were actual real friends. Everybody else was casual friends.
Yes, I agree.
And they pulled each other through that.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't have made it that far if it. Well, maybe.
I think McVries, whatever.
Peter might have made it without.
I think he would have made it because he seemed together the whole entire time.
Yeah.
But I mean, Ray's point to him at the very end was freaking stellar. Like Peter wanted Ray to live because his mom was still alive, right? And Peter didn't have those kids or that family, but he said Ray told Peter like, you have the light, right? You can see that good in the world, and I don't have that.
Yeah.
And if they hadn't become friends, he would have been selfish and would have continued on in his journey to do whatever, like, repeat his dad's death or whatever. So I think, you have to have friendship in this.
Yeah.
But in the end,
in this whole movie,
he lost the light. He saw everyone
That's
died
an
around
interesting
him.
thing because did he lose the light? Or
I don't think he did.
Did he
he
have
started
so
a movement.
much of it that he's like, nope.
He may have started a movement, but
think
then
he
he turned
started a
around,
movement.
and I mean, I'm assuming that he was shot.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know, but I mean, he turns around and walks.
So, do you? Okay, so the book. I know.
Yeah.
So in the book,
Bring it.
Ray is the winner.
Okay.
Ray Garrity is the winner. It's not Pete McFries.
Okay, good.
They completely changed the winner from the
Did
book.
they?
Yes.
I was thinking it was Ray going in, but then it'd been too long that I
Yes,
hadn't
because
quite
I was
remembered.
like, is he really going to win? I actually condoned this change. I liked this change, but in the book, I don't think that he actually kills the major.
No, he just
doesn't.
He loses his mind
loses
in a
his
sense.
mind.
He just keeps walking.
Because he just keeps walking. But they did that in the book, right? He turns around and he just keeps walking.
They do that. In the
I mean, in the
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
that's a good
So
way.
that's what I was expecting the
So-
ending, but I had questioned my remembrance of it. So
now that's an
okay,
interesting
that's
stance
good to know.
because
Mm-hmm.
if Peter sacrifices himself and Ray wins, but Ray gets the light, and do they end it like that? He just continues walking.
He just continues.
He continues walking, but he's kind of done it.
He sees a dark figure in front of him and just keeps walking towards the figure.
Yeah.
In the book. In the movie, you just see an empty street and he just walking down the street.
That's interesting. I like both endings. They both have a significant side to them.
Yeah,
because
I liked
Peter,
both.
because Peter winning in the movie, right? And following through and showing that friendship and all that and killing the major has one way, but it also is it's kind of a downside. It's like, oh, you corrupted this guy to take his light. Where in the book, I like that because it's like, oh, he gave him the light that he had, and even if he turns and walks, we don't know what it ends up being.
Did you ever see The Mist?
Yes.
I did.
Did you? Did you? So talk about ending changes. And if you haven't seen it, I mean, it's a terrifying movie. It's this mist rolls in and kind of these
All these
creatures kind of
animals
come
are-
out of it,
yeah.
and
Creatures.
but even Stephen King talks about the ending that they've changed from the book to the movie was one of the most disturbing things he's ever seen, and they did that for the movie. His only, what I read was that his only requirement when he gave them the rights to make this was that they show the teenagers getting killed. He said that was really important. You don't change that.
It
That
was important.
And
I think
so,
it wouldn't have been good if you didn't have that.
If you didn't see that,
But
it
he
wouldn't
gives-
have been as impactful.
Yeah, but he doesn't. He gives usually people creative license to make little tweaks like what you're talking about in
Yeah.
the ending. Especially, it seems like that's a respectful change. That's trying to add a little bit more
that first death.
resonance.
Oh, that was great. That was the greatest one.
The youngest kid, right? They're like,
Yep.
like I think everybody's supposed to be
16.
18, and you're like, dude, you're not even.
No,
old
he
enough.
looked like a child.
Yeah,
And what was it? He cramped up or whatever.
Charlie horse.
And you're like, holy shit! And then
Curly.
they shot through and they did the
the
blowout of the
kinda-
face. You're like, oh fuck, okay, that's
Yeah.
where the CGI budget went. But sweet, like
I think most of the shots that we saw were fairly realistic.
okay.
And I was actually impressed by that because usually, like, you watch movies and I'm like, that's stupid. But I felt that one was pretty realistic. And I also want to have a throwback to the Cabin in the Woods because right after that is when they did the long walk across
that's
like
true.
the screen,
That
and
was-
it totally reminded me of Cabin in the Woods, where it's like this big lead up, and then all of a sudden it's like dun dun dun.
and it was fair too because you probably know going into the movie that they're shooting these kids, but
Well,
if
I
you've
don't know. You might not
but
know
no,
that.
They, if you don't know it, all they talk about you
It
get
is.
your ticket.
Shut-
you get your ticket.
yes.
And
They
so
played around with
and,
it.
And so it isn't until like 20 minutes in when they shoot
Which
the
I
first
appreciate
kid.
it.
And yeah, there was one. I think it was the kid that ended up. No, there was one of the kids that got shot.
spoon?
It might have been the one with the spoon, but did he get shot in the head? He got shot in the head, right? Where his head just kind of like distorted, and I thought it looked so.
That's what I'm saying.
Horrific.
It was realistic.
Yeah.
It wasn't like heads like your head doesn't explode. I mean, it can. If you have a shotgun, like a very close range, sure, your head could literally explode off your body. But in this instance, like the shooting was very realistic to what would happen. Also, you watch movies where like I shoot you and you fly through the air 10 feet. That is not. That does not happen.
Bullets don't actually cause
That does not
motion.
happen.
You know where
So fake.
Did you ever see Sherlock Holmes, the British series with Benedict Cumberbatch?
No.
Whatever. I don't know. Whatever. Whip out one of your names.
Cumberbatch.
No, I know.
Butterscotch. Snatch a dick.
It is a very long name.
In season 3, or maybe it's season 4, he gets shot, and he gets shot, and they go into his psyche when he's shot, and it's all this. He's trying to break everything down. Do I fall backwards? Do I fall forwards? And it even explains that the impact from a shot does not send you a certain direction because of how it pierces you. Now, I'm sure a caliber bullet, depending on the size or something like that, is going to have, especially when you're hitting the skull, it's probably going to cause something. Yeah, but in the case of what he was doing, it was really fascinating to hear a 10-minute monologue in his mind after he's been shot and how to best survive.
And that's the reality, right? Like,
but we're talking Sherlock Holmes, man.
I mean, sure, he's smart. He realizes what's happening. Yeah, most movies is totally fake shooting. But this was great. I did like the because he was shot from the back of the head, and it was like the jaw coming out.
They did a pretty good. The few that I didn't care for was like the Indian guy at the end where he went and got gut shot and then shot himself. Like as soon as he put his hand on that fucking rifle, they would have blasted him.
So that I thought about that too. So I don't remember in the book. They made note of this, right? So like also
I heard them say it in this.
Who was it the Asian kid that ran towards
and got gut shot.
And then they made the comment they're going to leave him to show us don't run towards the
right. They did that on purpose. They said they're going to let him bleed out.
But he didn't have a rifle.
True.
Right.
So I was like, okay, so you make one as an example, but then like, how long do you let him live, right? Because if you have 10 seconds, that's the rules. Like, so now you get to play around with the rules.
I agree. That is 100%
kind of
bullshit.
I agreed. He had the gun. Like, how long are they gonna...
as soon as
also, why did he just sit there with the gun? I know you're shot, but let's freaking try and shoot some people if you're going to shoot some people. Like,
then he decided to shoot himself. I don't know what... There was someone was trying to make a message.
Yeah, it was dumb.
It seemed like someone was trying to say something. Like, and I don't know. For you personally,
I'd rather kill myself than have you kill me.
The other one, and this is another one where they didn't explain the world. Why would they flip off the people that were saluting them? Like, and mostly it was uniformed people.
Well, were they saluting them or were they saluting the military people?
They were just standing. Well, they were standing there saluting as they were walking by, showing respect. Maybe, I believed it was showing respect
Oregon
for them.
Or
fucking God. Fucking.
What is it? Occupy?
Let's not get political.
Occupy.
Well, I mean that. Yeah. I think. My point is.
It is a good question.
My point is that it's likely saying that there is political motivation behind some of these people. These people have fuck you to the cops in their brain, because of something.
But they didn't.
It's in our society that even now you get a lot of people. That are that
you
way.
can go. I mean, this could be like freaking 1984, and everything is a police state, right? Mm-hmm. Like, so we don't know.
To me, I hate seeing shit like that.
I know, but
and it was one of those is like, especially if like I can see if people are getting roughed up and you're trying to play that aspect, but this was like.
But you don't omit that. That's
the thing is they don't tell us what's going on. So there's a hard part too. It's like, okay, you got to tell me why they're pissed off and what's going on. Otherwise, I'm going to make my own fucking story, and they're just dick kids.
But sometimes that's what people want. People want you to just assume. Okay, there was a movie called Civil War. That came out not that long ago, right?
I finally watched
Kirsten Dunst is one of the
it's actually really good.
I really enjoyed that movie. They do not say at all.
Yep, who's the good guy,
who's
bad.
Who are the good guys and who are the bad guys?
They did a really good job.
Rebels and the others, right? Who's good? Who's bad? I don't know.
Yep.
And I loved the fact that they did not make us like automatically, right? Oh, these are the good guys. You gotta
There's no good or bad in that.
No, it is just like fucked up situation. And I this kind of like this, right? Like you can kind of make it up yourself. Like you can listen to the story that's being told. Obviously, the nation as a whole is being held down on some level, either through poverty or whatever. Maybe there's no jobs. Maybe it's kind of like a depression era. Yeah. But it doesn't really matter. Like, these people are just trying to make something, get something, and they're willing to do this, whether it's they get to volunteer for it or it's just they
That's
are
why I would have liked
manipulated.
a little bit of a, this is what's going on. And that's all I'm saying is like it fed in a little bit to me on that. And that's me. I literally was like, I would have liked a little more backstory on why they would be upset, you know, and why they would finally rush the guy that's, you know, with the rifle. It's like, you chose to be here. Don't blame the fucking soldier. They're just doing their job too.
Do you
But
think
they said-
if they would have teased that it was some sort of political police state or something like that, and it would take
At least give it a
well, I'm just
reason.
saying sometimes too much of that information makes the audience concentrate more on that.
Yeah.
Introduce their own bias, political bias,
Well,
or one thing, and they're not concentrating on the characters anymore.
okay,
and
but-
that's really what.
Yeah.
So let's go
I don't
back-
think it's important. I
That's
don't
what
think
this
it's
movie's
important.
trying to focus you on the
But
characters.
let's go back
is-
to Hunger Games.
yeah.
They talked about why they do what they do. Like, this is this.
Sure, there was a
Chant.
rebellion and we beat you.
So, okay, but that's so they started off and they give you a reason why they have this, and yes, and they even go to the point where it's like people get volunteered, you know, and I'm doing the finger quotes, volunteered to go and be part of this. They don't necessarily now that created a mechanism for Hunger Games is to like, look, I'm here against my will, but I've got to be here. I don't have a choice. They all volunteered for that, but why outside of that when someone, you know, that's what I mean. It's like, however it works out. Like, I just would have liked a little bit more story behind it. It just made me go, okay, so it's just a shit character. Like that was my thing. Is like, I don't understand why this guy would do that. I mean, the only guy that,
The flip off guy?
well, it happened twice.
Because he was an asshole.
Well, okay. First off, yes.
I mean, he was a troublemaker from the very beginning. Obviously, some sort of psychosis going on.
He was the first guy who
with
did
the
it.
like slapping himself, like
yes, that was the Barkovich guy,
Yeah.
played by Charlie Plummer. Did an excellent job.
Oh, I thought he did an
fucking
excellent
hated
job.
him.
Oh yeah,
Like, yeah.
I was waiting for him
Okay,
to die.
he made sense because he first off looked like a hippie kind of. I was like, okay, he's playing the hippie vibe. Got it. But then later on, you had the other the guy who was the Native American that, you know, ended
Mm-hmm.
up also get gut shot and all that. But like, he seemed like he didn't have the same kind of motivation that the other guy did. He wasn't an asshole. You actually liked the guy, so you're like, why did he snap all of a sudden? That was my biggest problem.
The
Like,
Indian guy?
yeah. Like, why did he all of a sudden just snap and go?
Because he's exhausted.
I get that,
and
but
tired and out of
earlier
his
in it, he
mind.
also flipped off the officers.
Well, I mean, he's a minority.
But they don't. I mean, okay, so
assumptions. That's an assumption.
That's just another political thing that they put in there
Sure.
for no reason. But that's what I mean is like, I would rather have something, and then if that's the case, then that's just okay, whatever. But like the guy that flipped him off earlier, he kind of seemed like the asshole dude. Also, you know, the
I'm
kind
sure
of
he was
hippie-ish dude.
arrested, yeah.
He was fucking spot on because I hated that fucker from the jump.
Yeah.
Do you think they
With his-
shouldn't have done the flipping off, or what?
I don't think it added anything.
So,
I think it
but-
just was. That to me is someone putting their own political and.
Don't you think that's an
social message.
omission though? That's like it's like
Was it
taking
in the
some-
book?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
That's what I mean. If it was in the book, then yeah, put it in there. Okay, but I don't.
Well,
think
no,
it,
I mean,
don't
even,
think it added anything. To
Okay, let's step back. I don't
But
mean
not
I don't mean an
everybody-
omission as in from the book. I
don't
mean,
think it added anything
maybe
to
if
the
Stephen
story.
King wrote that in there versus not writing in there, and whether he said, "Oh, I'm going to have a character flip someone off, a cop off." Is that you're saying stay away from that? That's not
let me say
territory
this.
you want to explore.
Let me
or-
say this. Not everybody likes the cops.
Oh, I get
Yeah.
that.
Not everybody. Do you know how many times I can
I'm
drive
sure.
down a street and somebody flips me off for no reason? I'm literally just
Yeah. No, I
driving
get it.
down a street.
I know.
I wave at them.
People are stupid.
Hi.
Yeah.
Have a good day. Thank you for flipping me off. So this just could be just random. It doesn't have to be anything. It just has to be
I
like
just
there's 50
in this
kids.
case,
There's
in
50
this
kids.
I know I get it. In this case though, where it is this big event that they volunteered for. Right, they say we didn't really volunteer for it. Everybody did volunteer for it.
Sure.
They all showed up, and someone is there showing them respect. to flip. I mean, I'm just saying. To me,
No,
it was
I'm
a
not-
shit kind of thing to do. Like,
Absolutely,
Fair
it was
enough.
a shit kind of thing.
here's
to
the
do.
thing:
but
is if
I'm
it was
saying
missing from the
that
movie, would it
you're-
have affected the movie?
You're saying that because it's a shit thing to do, you don't put it in the movie. That to me seems something.
Well,
you're
hold
trying-
on though. But here's my thing: did it gain anything putting it in the movie?
Sure. I
What
mean,
did it gain?
That guy's an asshole.
yeah.
Okay, so then the both guys were assholes.
Potentially. I mean,
Okay.
the Barkovich or whatever his name
Barkovich
is,
was definitely
he
an
was
asshole.
definitely
That one
an
made
asshole.
sense. That one made sense. It was the other guy.
I don't
later
remember
on.
him giving a finger.
It was when they kind of got into the town, like they're finally walking
There was
into the
another
town, and it was literally someone showing up, and I was like, and he seemed like a kind of guy that was like, I'm doing this to try and better myself. I understand what the situation was, and that's why it was outside of his character. And that's maybe that's where it was for me, where it was outside of his character.
Yeah, it just didn't fit.
Right.
I get that. I can see that.
Yeah,
That's-
if it didn't fit,
That's what it was to me. More, I don't
The
give
other
a fuck
guy-
if someone wants to flip off the cops. That's up to them.
I'm
Well,
offended
no, I
by
mean
that.
I
No,
didn't
but-
say. You let me finish. They can be retarded if they want, but
hey, I want to bring up a movie
Yes, I
series.
used the hard R
You-
word.
You talked about Hunger Games and a lot of the backstory that kind of filled in a lot of the stuff. And I want to bring up a movie that Mark Hamill was also in, the Star Wars movies. And
Oh no, he was in the Star Wars movies.
he was in the Star Wars movies.
I had no
and
idea. Oh my
so back when George Lucas did the prequels, he brought up he told some more information about the Force, and he brought up this whole thing about midichlorians.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes when you're telling the backstory, it fucks up the imagination that you have when you don't know the story.
Right,
and,
right.
and so that lends a little bit of.
you don't like the space.
Well, I'm just saying
story?
that sometimes our
The space
imagination
wizards.
with this movie about what the hell happened to make this all occur. Oh my.
You're good.
Okay. And please don't tell us all the details. I don't want to hear
I
about
agree.
it in midichlorians. So that's another extreme.
But people hate that. People don't like being told because there's a dichotomy. People either just want to go to the movies and have everything told to them, right? Noah, right? Like because it's.
I didn't want everything. I
It's an
just kind of
escape.
wanted a little
It's
bit.
It's an escape. It's just I'm just
I
here
just wanted to know where
I'm
I'm
just
at.
here to
I
enjoy
wanna know
it.
where I'm at.
But then you have other people who want to think about it, right? And want to have that separate imagination of what's really happening. And both people exist,
Yeah.
right? And I think that's okay. You don't have to have both. But sometimes you do, in your opinion, lose stuff when you know too much, right? Because
Yes.
you're that person. But you're like, I'm losing shit because
We're-
I
we're
don't
on an
know
audio podcast,
enough.
Just so you know, you're just shooting.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Steve
I'm
needs
pointing
to,
at the two
to
the
use
two
his
gents here.
imagination, and I want to know a little more. And it's all I wanted to know was what world we're in, because
No, you want to know about the midichlorians, man.
I want to know
You
which
want all
one of
the
those guys
details.
was a Jedi that was
You
walking.
want to know all of the details.
Yeah, no, I mean I don't even know. No, really, I don't. But I want to know a little bit about what world we're in, because in this one it's like there's something like we lost the war, people are fucked up, economy shit. Okay, I get, but give me a little more reason.
Well, this is I find movies like this get made, and like this movie is about to break even. I think as far as like I think it's almost made twice as much as its budget, which they consider.
we just gave
Okay.
them like $30.
No, well, I'm saying it's so it's not a huge hit, so they're not gonna.
I can see
it's
why.
not gonna turn into a franchise, but the no, what
The
this
longer
You
walk.
think
because-
it's gonna turn into a franchise?
No.
Oh my god, that would be horrible.
We're talking Hollywood here.
Sure,
If
they make everything a franchise.
So if this movie made $200 million
Yeah.
They
on
would
a,
find-
on
they
a
would find a way to
$25
make it
million
They would.
budget, they'd come up with a reason to give you
Yes.
the movie you wanted, Noah.
Yes.
Tell all the backstory. And
Yes,
Oh,
they would.
right.
They would be.
I've found
It would be a prequel.
I
Yes,
just found
the
there's a
short
lot
walk.
of sequels, a lot of sequels that aren't, that are based off of a movie that was original material, and then they say, oh, it was successful. Let's throw more at it.
Yeah, we would get a long
become
walk
bloated,
too,
and
which
No,
is
you'd
kind of
get
like
the short walk, which was the prequel, and then you would maybe.
I was
get
thinking we
the
were going to
really
get
long
like
walk.
Homeward Bound, where you got the dog, the two dogs,
yeah.
and the cat. We would get
Yeah.
Homeward Bound
God, I remember
2,
that. I
where
loved that movie
they
as a
got
kid.
lost again and had to find their way home again. So these
Sure.
guys-
Well, Home Alone is not Lost in New York, wasn't
Oh,
that?
right.
That the second
Oh,
one too.
God.
But
Yeah, we just Brian and I just watched all of the Purge movies.
Oh.
In chronological order of the storytelling.
Okay.
And I had actually never seen the original, just The Purge.
I
Okay,
had
the
never
first one.
either.
It sucked.
Oh.
It was
I think that's
so
the only one I've
bad.
seen.
It was so bad. And I remember I literally turned to Brian on the couch and I was like, how did they make a whole franchise off of this shitty movie? I didn't understand because it was so bad.
You know what it is?
was so bad.
It is a premise.
It's a good premise.
It is a good premise. I enjoyed all of the other movies
that's
that
how they
came
made
after
it.
it. But
That's how
that
they
first
made,
one sucked.
That was probably it. It was a good premise, and they
Right,
said,
Bubba? Yeah, it sucked.
and people want to know more. They want to say, "Wait a second, you blew it on that movie. Let's try
Let's
it
make it
again.
better."
Let's do
Which
something completely different."
Isn't that basically they just took Judgment Night and like made it a much more graphic?
It was
movie?
Judgment Night with Sylvester Stallone.
No.
That's
Judgment
Judgment
Day.
Day.
Judgment Day.
I don't know what Judgment Night is.
It's I kind of want to say it's Mark Wahlberg.
I don't know.
Not Silent Night, Deadly Night, or-
We're digressing.
No. God, I just remember it had a killer soundtrack.
Well,
Okay.
Because it was all a mix of rap and rock bands together.
Okay,
Like
all
so,
right.
it was like you had like Ice-T with like Korn or something like that.
Okay.
I don't even think that's actually who was together, but it was all these just rap
I
and
might
rock
listen to
kind
that.
of. It was. I listened to the soundtrack way more than I've seen the movie, but it's Judgment Night.
well, we're talking sequels, and I am just talking about how often you get the sequel based on simple stories,
money.
and they turn into like part 2, bigger, badder, and midichlorians, or
Yeah.
and
It's too much.
yeah.
It's better to just be left alone
So
sometimes.
that's my reasoning why I kind of like this simple, don't tell you much backstory, and I guess this is where spin-off material, if you want to have like a fan fiction online, some people
You
can
could.
write this story, and Stephen King probably wouldn't have a problem with that.
Sure,
All
why
right,
not?
here you go. Just for you guys to
You know what? You
Judgment.
rewrite it. You put all the Harry Potter cast in there.
Oh my
You know,
God.
see how they survive.
It's
no.
Emilio Estevez and Cuba Gooding Jr. With Dennis Leary.
You could.
What?
From 1993,
What
Judgment
the
Night.
hell?
Cuba
That
Gooding Jr.
sounds
who?
horrible.
And Emilio Estevez.
Okay.
It's not the greatest movie, but it's got a killer soundtrack.
You
It's
could do the
on
Long
Right.
Walk Brat Pack edition where you put all
Oh
the
my God.
the long,
Man, Long Walk.
the longest
No.
You
crawl.
could just do the same premise and then throw different types of people in there that people want to see.
I was actually curious, like, for filming, like, how did they just walk? I mean, how long does filming last? Let's say this is
Three,
fairly
4,
simple.
like
it's going to be
30
about
days.
about a month, right?
Yeah, 30
So
days.
literally every single day you're just walking.
I know.
Like, did they really have blisters on their feet? I want to know. Like,
Well, they
how
probably
did
had.
how
Well,
did
you notice
fit
they
those
don't show their
shoes?
shoes a lot.
Yeah.
They probably had some really good shoe
Like some
sponsors in
nice-
this. Like they all had.
They're rocking some Nikes in the background, and then like when they're
Or they
like
got
do
those-
full body, they're
they
like,
got
no,
those
let's do
Skechers
the
ones
sell
that
it.
roll with your
Yeah.
feet.
Let's do the
Except for the
shoes
guys that
only.
had to limp, they had to have some special shoes that just forced them to limp.
Yeah, that's a,
Oh
that's
my
a
gosh,
lot
the
of
poor guy
walking.
that got run over by the tank.
Oh, and he was still alive,
I know.
which is also
And they
could be
just count.
accurate.
And they're like, "You're now on down to your second warning," and he's
I
just
know.
sitting there.
Yeah, he's like,
I'm like,
I
what is he
can't
gonna do?
walk, motherfucker.
What's he gonna do? Just kill me.
Well, that
I don't know.
there were some interesting things with that, and just like, oh.
But again, it's why would you mercy kill? Because then, who else are you mercy killing at that point?
Well, but it was also like the timers weren't always like. Sometimes it was as soon as the third went off, they shot. Sometimes it seemed like, okay, it's been like 15 seconds. Why haven't you
Maybe
shot?
he only had one warning before.
No. I mean, they would call. You could hear the warning.
Oh, they'd say like
they
third warning, and then it'd be like a really long time.
Yeah, like
I felt like that. I saw some of that.
there was a few that it was like, oh, like you
Too
let
long.
that go on too long, like and
That's a continuity
error.
Yeah, well, there's usually someone in charge of continuity. I bet they had their hands full trying to keep track of all these
Yeah,
warnings.
that was
Arthur-
a lot of warnings.
But then the editor fucks it all up in the end.
I mean,
too.
goddamn the editor.
Arthur Baker, who was the last of the other, what are they called? Those Musketeers, right? He was the religious guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the one that gave him his
The one that
At the
crapped.
end, yeah.
Okay,
the,
yeah.
One that, the one that like 29-second crap and
Yeah.
got
Right.
going.
That went back for the guy at one point. And
Yes.
Well, that was another one where
that
it's
was
like,
a tear.
That was
a
another
tear
one
for
where
me.
like, if we had a stopwatch going, all three of them would have been shot. Like they,
Depending on how many warnings they had, you don't know.
yeah, they
well,
weren't
he
all in
even
the same
he even
warning.
said, well, the shitter guy was on his third.
At that specific moment,
I have a question.
When oh no, I'm sorry, not when he, but it was when
I mean, when he was shitting, he was on his third, but you
when
can work those off.
when Hank Olsen got gut shot and he went down,
Yes.
and Ben went back to like hug him and
Yes.
whatever. Those guys were there for way longer.
They were
than
there
30
for
seconds.
quite a bit.
Oh, does direction matter? I mean, when they turn around,
Yes,
if they're going 3
technically-
miles an hour,
I wondered that as well.
Yeah.
Technically, that's a good
No,
point.
you just have to stay your pace of 3 miles an hour.
I wasn't sure because obviously they need to be going the same direction. Some guy can just, I mean,
You can't just turn around because you have to stay like with the
but-
group.
Oh no, but if
But
you,
there's-
but
But
if
maybe-
they're on individual watches, yes. If
It's
you're
as
going back
long
at
as you're
3 miles,
going 3 miles an hour.
that changes
not
everything.
backwards. It's
that
not
changes
backwards.
everything.
But
Okay.
and there's probably a border behind the tanks that you can't cross. That's considered out of bounds. So as long as
They only said you
yeah,
can't
they
go
didn't give
off
us
the
those
pavement.
rules.
No,
Maybe if they
said,
gave us that background,
I know.
we
But
would
why would
know.
anybody turn around? Right now, you're going to be by yourself. Like,
Well,
you're away
then you
from the
wouldn't get
tanks.
shot.
You divide and conquer. You say,
I mean, I guess that's the sequel. Okay. Oh my God. We just
What
figured
about
it
the
out.
one guy that ran off the fucking road and they fucking unloaded with the auto off
Yeah.
the
Oh
camp?
my
I
God,
was
it was
like,
like-
oh shit.
someone got out there,
Well, they said
registration.
no, not off the pavement.
Yeah, but I mean, most of the time it was just the one, like the guy that got shot into the
When he was
building.
running.
into the
Yeah.
store.
But the
Yeah,
other
yeah.
guy ran off the road, and the other dude just unloaded with the like the 50
Gatling
cal.
gun.
I was like, "Oh shit!"
Which I thought was interesting because like all of the other ones were just like kind of
the
one
rifle.
shots. It's like just boom, and then
This dude got
there were
riddled.
Yeah, I was like, that seems like overkill, but
They didn't like him. I think he was flipping people
Well,
off.
it could have been a
Probably.
directive. It's like no, you got to follow the rules unless they go off, and then it's
Yeah.
and then it's open season.
Well, it was
you know,
the guy
and
on the
they-
turret was like, "Dude, I've been here for like
Yeah,
4
he's
days,
like, "Let me
and I
just
haven't
shoot
got to
somebody."
shoot nobody."
Yeah.
Like, come on.
That's probably what it
always
was.
a
I
bridesmaid,
bet-
never a bride. It's a thing.
Oh my god! Could
That's
you imagine, like,
okay.
hey, we got this walk thing going. Anybody want to
There's
sign
a
up for that
military
duty?
movie about that where he never got to kill somebody, so he kills somebody. Yeah, there's a whole thing, right? So like you're a sniper, right? And you train every day in and out that's what you're ready to do, and you go for your 3 to 5 years, and you never get to shoot
snipe
somebody.
anybody.
Now that you're just like primed all the time. There's a whole movie about it. I don't know what it is, but
I mean,
that's
that's
fucked up.
a-
That's kind of it's a psychological.
I could see that
Fuck
because
up.
I mean, well, those guys. I mean, I don't know what snipers go through because I was never a sniper. I had a good shot, but it just wasn't my job. But I could see that. Like that's you train every day to kill somebody, and you never get to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be like training your whole life to fucking win a hot dog contest, but you never get to go eat a hot dog. You know, it's just one of those things. It's
That's
like,
exactly what it's like.
No other psychological trauma at all.
well, you know what I mean. It's like. I mean, that's
love
what
it.
I
love
attribute
it.
it to. It's like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, I'm trying to think of for the layman's term, like what would like you train so hard to do
I
something.
know what you.
I don't even know.
I mean, you read your whole life and you never get to read a book. Like they just give you like.
Doesn't even make sense.
No, listen. Here we go.
Doesn't even
This is what I
make
mean.
sense.
So when you remember when you were learning to read, they gave you
Yes.
sentences, like little
Okay.
cards with
Okay,
sentences.
so you learned to read, but then you could never read a book.
But you didn't get to read a book.
Okay. All right.
Come on,
I
that's a
get
pretty
I
good
get
one.
that. Yes,
Or
I get it.
You want to be a movie podcast guy, but all you ever get to do is watch commercials.
Ew, that would be horrible.
All right, yeah.
First world problems.
Bro.
I do want to say, so one of the things I love about Stephen King's I'm going to call them his off books, like the non-horror genre,
Yeah,
is it tends to focus on friendship, right? So like you look at
yeah.
Stand By Me, you have the 4 kids, and it's all about them being together and going through this
And leeches.
yes, going through this event together, right? And in the background, you have that horror gore of there's a dead body.
Yeah.
Like kids shouldn't be seeing a dead body. You have this in this book, or this movie. the two guys' friendship, and I think that's really the core of the movie.
Shawshank Redemption, Red.
Yes.
Tim
And
Robbins.
Andy.
I mean, even in Green
It-
Mile,
yeah.
Green Mile,
You
there's
have
a
those friendships.
friendship thing too. I mean, you got
Even-
multiple friendships in
Even
that.
It, right? It, where you have the group of kids at the beginning, and even though they don't really remember as adults, like they're still coming back because they knew that something had happened that made them friends as children.
Life of Chuck. I don't know if you guys seen it, but
So good. So good.
you saw the movie.
Yes.
This is like the 8th podcast that you've mentioned.
I know.
Okay.
Well, I'm trying to get my Mike Flanagan
call
in. We
me when
usually
you do it. I know.
we
Call me when
usually-
you do it.
Okay, we usually do a Mike
I'm gonna
Flanagan.
come. We're gonna
and
do a
yeah.
podcast. About
Okay, I think it'll be a special
Yes,
episode.
a special in December.
Oh my god, it's gonna be the special episode for.
Oh, that sounds creepy.
Now,
It's
I'll
like
get
it-
I got to call my mom and get her to join the podcast because I saw the movie in the theater with her. She's 87, and
Good for her.
You know, and
Can she do Discord? Got her hooked up?
I'm not gonna.
Let's make it
You're gonna
happen.
fly her
Let's
down
make
here?
it happen.
You're gonna
Oh
fly
my
her
god, I
down
want
here
to
for
talk
the
to your
live
mom. I want
podcast?
to talk to your mom. This is gonna be great.
No,
I'm gonna be like, you.
If
named
we're doing
Steve.
Mike Flanagan, Life of Chuck, I want your mom here.
I would no. Here's what I do. I'd
Do
say,
we gotta
Mom,
fly to Orange for
Mom,
it?
do you want to say anything? She'd probably write a little. You know, she was.
No, I want
she was
it.
a
I want
grammar
it
teacher.
full regular audio. She's got to
Okay.
record it.
I will take just a note from her.
Yeah,
of something that she wants
she'd write
you
a
to
note.
throw
If I
in.
told her we were podcasting,
I would
she'd be
appreciate
all
that.
over that.
Let's make that happen.
Because this was a movie that, I mean, she likes very.
I loved
very, She likes Hallmark stuff. That I mean, it's just kind of this kind of traditional stuff. And this movie,
Is this Stephen King's homework?
it has a Hallmark-esque quality to it, but
great
it's also
movie.
about, you know, it's very much about death. She's 87, so I'm sure that's something that's on her mind, and the
Sure.
fact that it resonated
Whoa.
in such. Don't give me
Yeah,
that.
shut the fuck up. Oh my god. It's a reality. It is
No,
a
no, I know. I'm
reality.
just. I'm with you. I'm just fucking with you. My dad is old now too, and he's not doing well. So I get it. I understand,
Yeah.
and I'm just. It
Yeah.
was a funny moment, so I thought I would throw it out there.
It's good. It was a
I
good
would love
movie.
to have your mom on the podcast. I think it would be great. So whether it's a written letter, we will do
Yeah.
Life and Chuck. But
make this
we'll
happen.
only do it if she can either be on or you get a letter. At
Okay.
least. Okay.
Yeah,
Get a note.
I'll get a note.
Yeah. With proper grammar.
Get a note. I got a note from my mom.
Yeah. I like it.
I can do the
I like
podcast.
it.
I got a note from my mom. But no, you're right. This to me, what stands out as, I mean, it's a good story. It's not great. It's not like, I'm not going to run out to people and go, oh my God, you got to see it because of the walking and the kills. I'm going to talk to people about this, about like, there's a friendship portion at the end where it's like, it's a friendship that you want to strive for,
Yeah.
achieve. I started thinking about Steve at the end. It's like,
Oh,
like if me and Steve were walking on there, I would drag his ass if we fell. But it'd probably be more like me falling and him dragging me.
I did see you limp down the stairs after the
Oh
movie.
my God, my
I'm
knee
just saying.
hurts so fucking
He
bad.
would definitely be carrying you.
I hurt watching those guys walk that long. I was doing the math. I was like, fucking 300 and something.
That
I'm
is
like, God,
so
dude.
many miles.
First, I was like,
So
I'm
many
like,
miles.
okay, did someone really get it right? Because I mean, if you think about it, 3 miles per hour, you're doing 30 miles at 10 hours.
walk,
So
Forrest, walk. Sorry.
60 hours at 60 hours
So
at
bad.
20 mile or 20 hours, and then for 72 hours for 24. So I started doing the math. I'm like, are they right? Because they're like day 4, 300. I'm like, is that quick math on the mic kind of thing? And I was like, oh shit, okay.
Was it correct?
I think so.
Okay.
I think
I would think that they would do it correctly.
But like I said, I personally, you know what? I would have fell out before 24 hours.
Oh, for sure.
Like, well, especially with my legs, I probably
That's
wouldn't
hard.
even. I wouldn't have
It's-
made 3 hours.
none of
I'm not
it is-
gonna lie.
None of it is easy, but again, your life is on the line, right? So survival instinct goes in.
I'm saying me
and
physically.
how long?
Physically, right now, I don't think I
No,
could
but
do
I mean,
that.
these were all kids.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, when
20,
I was
18,
20,
you know.
when I went to boot camp, fuck yeah, shit,
Yeah.
I'd have jogged those first 6 miles. I'd be like, what's up, motherfuckers? Let's go. Then I would have got hungry and had to take a shit, and then I would.
Yeah, and then you would have died immediately.
Although I would have known how to take a shit because I can do that pigwin squawk. You know the
Do what?
At-
You pull your shorts down
at 3 miles an hour. You
Hell
can do it.
yeah. Oh my God.
You get some
Let's-
stretchy pants.
No, you,
Yeah,
you
I
just,
feel like they weren't dressed appropriately. Like those,
Oh my God,
like
right?
those old school, you know,
just-
like the red thermals where you like have the like button
Little
butts.
flap.
Yeah,
Little
flap.
Well,
Like let's prepare better.
it looked like it was more of
Dumb.
a 60s, 70s.
I know, but you
Yeah,
still,
definitely.
if you've seen The Long Walk, or you know what's involved. You know
Yeah,
people
you
gotta
know what's
take a
happening. They
crap.
had that shit
You
back
prep,
then.
You know,
They didn't have spandex and
No, not
fucking
spandex.
running
Like
shorts.
the
and,
old school,
buttons,
like
buttons with a flap. You know, you
like
just
it's
lift
like
your-
the
That-
red.
those shit-
it's like
no,
red
even-
long johns.
no, you-
Remember, like back in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
day.
I have a
with-
pair.
with, like,
They're called
the-
Union Jacks.
Okay, sure. Then those with like fucking.
Yeah,
buttons.
those are not easy to use. Like, especially if you're walking, those are worse. They are.
Worse than having pants that are then
down by
like
your
tangled
ankles?
around.
Okay,
You're like,
so
I was gonna go.
I wasn't gonna
knees,
bring-
but okay, maybe your ankles awkward. You put your pants.
I wasn't gonna bring this up.
Nobody
but,
needs to know this information.
When I'm walking, when I'm going on these walks, I take
Okay, realistically, if we were doing this, the way to do it is you get some rubber gloves and you just shit your pants and,
and
then
you pull it out,
and
I
you
thought
monkey
that,
fucking
I
throw
thought
that shit.
that too. I thought at some point, do you just kind
That
of
is the
catch
only-
it
yes,
and throw
that
it
is
out?
the only way
I
you
did
do it.
legit think that through the movie. Yeah.
You know, I'm surprised.
It's
If you've ever
possibility.
really shit your pants, you would know.
I
There's
have
gotta be
not.
some training programs for this. It's like
Training
it's like, well, I mean, if they've been doing
They
this
have
long enough,
they have the rule books.
they have the rule book.
Oh.
So yeah, if you're gonna apply, and everyone apparently applies, it's like
You would know.
So
At some point, you're
so you
gonna
go
have to shit.
You take a long walk boot camp.
Well,
you learn how to shit standing up.
Okay, so
I mean, maybe.
Actually,
3
to-
miles an hour is fast.
actually
know, well,
to
That
that
is
point,
fast
to that point, I have
to
to
be
say.
squatting and penguin walking while you shit.
Okay, to that point though, I have to say, when your body and your mentality says like this is not a safe time to shit, your body will shut it down.
Yeah.
And I know
No,
this
I get
because
Your body will shut it down.
being underway on the ship it was dangerous to shit in the head we had on the boat. Like it was
Why?
because it was at the far forward end of the boat. It was the anti-gravity zone.
Okay.
Like if you tried to shit when you were underway, there's a good chance you were going to hit the roof and then go back. It was not safe.
That does not sound very.
So-
Seatbelt on the toilet.
There should have been.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a seatbelt in my rack. I'm not gonna lie, it was
Yeah.
bungee cord, but
Sure.
I mean DIY.
Yeah, you gotta
but
stay in.
so when we got underway, I didn't shit until we got back.
I'm gonna throw Brian under the bus here, but when we go backpacking, he also will not shit for
Yes.
at least 3 days. And I'm like, I don't know how you do
So
it.
the
Just
longest-
fucking dig a hole and pop a squat.
The
It's
longest-
okay.
I
The
did that
long-
at my first couple of years at the gorge. When
Yes.
I went to the gorge, and it was just a bunch of.
You just shit in the woods.
I'm just saying that
The
I had
longest-
porta
No,
potties.
you
We
held
had porta
it?
potties.
Yeah.
It
Well-
it was
With
more of a-
porta potties?
I'm just saying it was a
my
mental
God,
thing.
no, I
I
don't
don't know
even-
psychologically.
I mean,
I
porta
was a little
potties. I've
bit
seen
more
some
like,
bad porta potties.
my
I've seen
body
them up
decided to
above
hold
the
it in.
brim.
It didn't, and then finally,
No.
on that
You gotta
fourth
let
day,
that
it's like,
out.
oh shit,
Underway-
I haven't had a shit for 4
The
days.
longest,
That's a long time.
the longest we were underway
It's a
was
long
6
time.
days.
Doesn't happen anymore.
6 days you held it?
I did not. My body just never said I had to shit until the line went over and we were moored, and immediately was like, "Get the fuck out of the way."
My butt's gonna explode.
Exactly. So you can turn
love
off
it.
your shit
I
mechanism.
love it. Your body, it's fight or flight.
Yeah.
When you're in fight or flight, your body literally will shut that down. That is not a priority. It will cut that off.
But like I said, I would have totally monkey done that and just fucking dropped one in the pants and thrown it out. I'd have thrown it at fucking what's his name, Berkovich or whatever.
Oh yeah, fuck that guy. I wanted that guy to die.
I was so waiting. I was like,
I almost like did a hands up in the air.
What do you
I really almost did, and I was like,
didn't-
"There's people behind
I
me,
didn't
and
like-
I don't want to be that person."
You already laughed at the
But
guy
I
that
know
got killed after taking a
I
shit.
did laugh at the
I didn't-
diarrhea guy.
I didn't like the way he died though, because he took himself. I thought that was.
with the spoon.
I thought.
Yeah.
I thought.
had-
Because remember when he said, "I got a plan for you." So I thought he was
He was gonna attack him.
I thought he was gonna hit him in the fucking heart with the fucking, and I was like, "Ooh, motherfucker, no, don't do it."
I think that was intentional. That was.
but I
that
don't
was
I
creating
don't
some
like the way he
suspense
went
there.
out. I thought it was I thought it was
I thought his little when he kind of bonded with Ray at the.
I don't think he really bonded. That was more like, bitch,
but it
I'm
was-
gonna fucking.
He kind of had a.
He-
He had a moment where he was just. He kind of. Maybe he was.
I felt like it was, I mean, for lack of a better word, a religious experience. I feel like he was releasing
pressuring.
your sins, whatever that
He
that
was
term
trying
is.
to.
He
I
was
think-
still stuck
I
on the
think he
fact
was
that
trying-
Rank got killed.
Yes, I think he was trying to let that go by like, you accept me, you accept my apology. You know I wasn't right, but he couldn't let it go.
He still couldn't let it go. Took
He
himself
still
out.
couldn't
Yeah,
let it
yeah.
go. So it was guilt.
But you're 100% right. That does remind me of my daughter's baby daddy.
The second I saw him, I was like, that guy. Oh. No.
They have the same mannerisms. They talk very similar, and I was like, and I just
I think they look similar.
I spoke
There's
to
a
him
similar,
right before the
something about,
movie.
Oh, yes.
And so,
So it was like fresh in
it was
your
really.
mind.
I was like, oh yeah, and yeah, he's. I mean, he did what he did. He played his character correctly. You know, it's.
I think he did a great job. The actor.
It's
The first thing that was out of his mouth was really kind of a rude comment, but then he almost like caught himself, like, "Oh, I didn't," you know. And
Yeah,
had
no,
that
he was a
awkward
total
moment,
asshole.
And it was like, "Wow," you know, he reminded me of not looks, but just kind of his way he presented himself was the guy from Scream that's also in Life of Chuck that we were just talking about. Recently.
You're talking about. Oh, geez.
The
guy in
That
Scream?
does Shaggy.
yes,
and,
Shaggy.
Oh, Matt
Yes.
Lillard.
Exactly.
Lillard.
Back.
Yeah, what were we watching? We were
He
seeing
was
that.
in Life of Chuck?
He
I
was
don't
the
remember
he
him.
was the neighbor that the electrician that
I would have to see it again. I don't
okay.
remember.
you just recently saw, didn't you?
I mean, when it was in the theater. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
know how long ago.
Okay.
But yeah.
We just did.
Oh,
some,
yes, I
Yeah,
remember.
We did
I remember.
Hackers,
Yes.
and that's what we
Oh
saw.
right.
Oh my God, hackers.
Yeah, but he had kind of this
Old
kind of
school.
awkward.
He is
energy.
so perfect in Haggard.
Oh, he
Like,
did a
that
great
is
job.
like
With his hair and shit.
Oh, he is the
the
like
the ponytails.
So bad.
no. He's
Pigtails.
so
Wow.
good. That
I
is
mean, the hair is bad. But
no. It's so.
Yeah,
He
really?
is the one person that pulls off that look. The rest of them, you're like, oh no, you just.
He's always so like amped
Yes.
in his early movies, just like
I
like
think
in your
that's him.
face.
Like I would.
I think that is his energy.
I would totally hang
Yeah.
out with that dude.
I would not fuck him.
I said nothing about that.
I know, but
Although-
we had
oh,
this
we saw it in
conversation.
your eyes.
We had this conversation
Yeah,
earlier.
Right. Now Angelina
he's not on
Jolie
my
in that
list.
movie. Oh yeah, she's fucking the shit in that movie.
No, who's
Later on,
Who's
not
the
so
guy
much.
that she married from that movie?
The
he
main
played
guy.
Sherlock.
The main guy.
What?
He played Sherlock in
He's a British actor.
in Elementary with Lucy Liu.
Oh,
Oh my God, he was in Trainspotting. That's where I first saw him.
Trainspotting. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
talked about the fact
It's
that they got
Johnny
married.
Lee
They
Miller.
They're still friends.
Johnny Lee Miller.
Yeah.
I'd fuck that guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Not
he's-
from Hackers though.
He's hot.
Not from Hackers.
He was in Elemental. He was
Hackers.
Sherlock in-
He is
Elementary.
like he is the
Elementary?
worst actor
Lucy
in
Liu?
Hackers.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
He wasn't the
Anyway,
worst
we're-
actor.
we're-
No, the
we're-
young kid was the worst actor.
No, he was the greatest.
Oh, gross.
He played-
He's all like, oh, I need all the caffeine.
Yeah, but he played that character.
Stupid.
Come on, he smoked 2 cigarettes
I know.
at a
It was
time.
dumb.
Back to this. Friendship is a big part. I think they did a good. I would have liked. I would have liked a little bit more of the state representation. I think that would have been a cool aspect to throw into that. You know,
Fair enough.
We got you're the homeboy. You know, you're the golden boy. You get to be what state is it? Give us
Does
that.
it matter? Why
Yes,
does
it
it
does.
matter?
It does.
It does not
Because
matter.
I care. I want to know which California motherfucker
It
let us
doesn't.
down.
I don't think it matters because they're all in the same boat.
No,
right?
I know.
They're all
I
here
know,
for the
but I
same
thought
reason, and
to
it's all a
me-
shitty.
Oh, it's interesting because you were saying earlier that you want to keep politics out of it, but now
That doesn't have anything to do with politics.
to know what state they're from.
the way you just said, you want to know which one let
That's
us down.
hometown.
and stuff
That's
like that.
hometown rooting. That's
Okay.
like rooting for your football team.
Okay, all right.
Like putting numbers on them, right? Okay, so that's another thing. Why did the black guy get 23? Did someone know about Michael Jordan? What the hell? Was it a black guy in the
I
book?
didn't notice that.
Like
I
what-
did not think that either.
I mean, I just was curious.
Fair
Did,
enough.
did
that
they
is
have
a
numbers in the
nice
book? Were they the
correlation.
same numbers in the book?
They did have numbers in the book.
Okay.
I do
Yeah.
not know what their numbers were.
Those were the shit that went through my brain. I was like, okay,
I don't
realistically,
even-
That's
Well,
a fair question because
so-
whether or not they changed it for Michael Jordan's sake or if it just coincidentally
I
was-
don't even know
was
if he was a
23
black
and-
guy in the book.
well, that was another thing.
So it doesn't really matter.
It didn't
It's
matter.
just
It
characters.
didn't matter in this, and I actually, there are some movies where they're changing race and gender, and
I know.
where I think
well,
is
Red in Shawshank Redemption is a great example because
Right.
he was Irish. In fact, they even still use that
The red?
line where he's like, "Why do they call you Red?" I don't know. Maybe because I'm Irish, with kind of a grin on his face, coming from Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, because he was Irish and
yeah.
redhead and all that in the book.
I know that happens
yeah.
a lot in movies now, and sometimes it doesn't work. This time it didn't really matter, and I think the guy was great that played Pete. I think he was the friendship in that to me was coming out of this movie. That's what I'm gonna remember.
Yeah.
Like I'm literally like all the deaths and all the everything that happened. I was like, that doesn't to what happened to me. What I remember from this is them bonding as brothers.
Yeah.
Just like I did with guys from my boat, guys, you know, that I stationed with in different times, and like where we went through fucking shit, and it was like we became tight.
Yeah.
And so
You become family.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, even in boot camp, we were there for 8 weeks. We knew these guys, and you know, you become super tight with some people, and you're like, oh, they're our fucking enemy, and you know, we hate that fucker, and you know, it's just one of those things, and it's when you're put into situations, the end product becomes the all of it, and you bond, and that's what I saw.
Well, I'm sure
Yeah.
it's encouraged in boot camp to kind of build bonds because these are the ones you're going to be protecting in war.
Yeah.
I would say it's not really built into it. It just
No.
happens.
It just
Yeah,
happens.
but it's not discouraged.
I don't think it's encouraged or discouraged. It just happens.
You don't think that there's a benefit to creating bonds with the people you're
No,
gonna
it
fight side by side
happens.
with?
For
I'm not saying it
sure.
doesn't happen. I'm saying it's not encouraged by anything that's done in boot camp specifically.
But yeah,
like, there's no training process that says, "Well, we're going to teach you guys to be best friends, and we're
I
going to do
guess
this
I'm
fucking
just trying
trust
to
fall."
draw a distinction between this movie where
You're bonded by similar experience.
Yeah.
And whether it's meant to happen or not, it's
Right.
an underlying manipulation that happens because you are bonded by experience.
this experience, this movie in particular, just showed how that was probably the most fucked up thing about this is that you're gonna bond with these people and then you're gonna lose them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
No, and you're 100% right, and I think that was a great part of it, and it was probably the best part of it. Really is, like, I understand that, you know, the thought of getting to the end and, you know, the push and the deaths in between, but yeah, it is really them bonding, and that
Yeah.
fucking ending is
Well,
like,
oh yeah, the ending was horrible, but pushing towards friendship is, even knowing that you're going to lose that person is still important. Same thing happens in war. You become friends with people that you know you're going to lose in some aspect, right? And it's the same thing here. I really enjoyed watching the whole movie. I like the friend aspect of it. I thought all of the characters or the actors did a really good job in their roles. And I liked the kind of gore, the shootings, right? That made it
done very well.
It made it more real, and it made these people bond to each other even more. Even though the rule book, I say in quotes, was trying to minimize that friendship and saying don't do it. And like the Ray guy wouldn't have lived without Pete, right? He would have died early on because he would have fallen asleep or slowed down.
that, yeah.
But because he was
Pulled along.
a good guy and they decided to be friends early on, you know, brothers or whatever, and he survived for as long as he did, right?
It was
important.
interesting because when those two showed up, nobody else was talking.
Yep.
And it was really him who brought it. He
It
started
was
talking,
Ray.
and
Ray was the one that
Ray,
said.
Ray was
Yep.
the one, ray of sunshine.
Oh,
right?
there you go. Nice.
He brought it out in everybody, and he was the one that kind of brought everybody together, and then they got the... You notice they don't show anybody else talking except for that small group. It's all based on those two, essentially. Yeah. And so, whether or not anybody else bonded or became friends, we don't know, but that was the gist of it, and it was good. It was great. Just a quick note, I looked up on IMDb and their quotes. It was Orange Julius that he said.
Oh, was it?
It was Orange Julius. I thought that's
had
what
it
it
right.
was.
I
But
thought
then I was
Orange
like, I didn't-
Juice, but
I didn't
Orange
realize
Julius.
the timeline. I remember that.
I mean,
as-
Orange Julius has been around a while.
I remember that as a kid.
But it's also a fictional
But
world,
not from the
so
50s.
they could have. Orange Julius could just been whenever they wanted.
I guess.
So, and Orange Julius's are delicious.
They were delicious. I don't even think that exists anymore.
You're probably right. It's probably right. I know in high school, I had to live off of my friends that worked at the different food places in the mall, and Orange Julius is one of them.
Yeah. It was the only place I ever saw an Orange Julius was in the mall.
So the funny thing was I had a really close friend that worked at
right?
a Mrs. Fields Cookies.
Oh, yes. Also, only in the mall.
Oh my God, so good cookies. But he would give me like bags of cookies, and I would trade them at other places for food to survive as a senior living on my own.
Oh, nice.
Not a senior, like old senior, like a senior in high school.
You make it work.
Oh God, I traded those things for shoes, for pants, for food.
Nice.
I was macking everybody. I'm like, so I'll get you some tacos, and I'll take those tacos and get that for some Orange Julius. I'll get the Orange Julius over here, get some Levi's.
Yeah.
No,
hey,
it was
barter system.
That's all I did, like in high school for the most part. But yeah, it was Orange Julius. But yeah, no, this was a good movie in the gist of it has a message. It's not a horror movie.
No, not in the true sense.
It's not a scary movie. It's got some shock value if you're not into blood and guts, gore, or just death. Like, Alyssa could not watch this.
It's not even over the top gore. But
Alyssa would walk
gore.
away before that first kill.
That's
and if
fine.
she got to the first kill, she'd be like, fuck that, I'm out. I might leave you. Just like that's kind of the thing. It's not for everybody, but I enjoyed it. In that it kept my interest the entire... Like, I was never like, okay, when we're going to end here. Like, it was never that. It was like, oh, what's going on next? What's going on next? It had a...
You get invested in some of these characters. And even the ones you don't like, you're invested. You want to see kind of their arc, their story arc, how it's gonna
True.
Because you know
demise.
it's going to end. Because you know it's going to end. Yeah.
Stephen King wrote another story around the same time he wrote this one, The Running Man.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That's coming out.
The Running Man? Oh, my God.
Running Man was another one. I think it was another Richard Bachman release.
Yes, it
One
was.
that's got Arnold is the original.
The Arnold Schwarzenegger movie with what was that? Richard Dawson played the game
my
show.
God.
Oh, so good.
For the Family
I love
Feud
that
guy. It's very different than the book.
Yes.
Whereas this one,
I saw that.
straight,
It's gonna be
is almost
closer.
again very
Okay.
close.
It's very different, yeah.
And I was meaning this one is in Long Walk, but yeah, I'm hoping that the new movie that's coming out, it probably kind of. Because the Arnold Schwarzenegger one, that was a hit.
It's
for
a
the time.
classic.
Yeah, so they're probably not going to want to stray too far from that. They're probably
No.
going to
No,
bring them
fuck
both
that.
together.
No. They are. I saw the trailer.
I hope they do.
The trailer.
Make it like the book.
Like the
instead
book.
of just its
the
own
new one.
thing.
The new one is very much more like the. It doesn't really follow the original movie.
book. Oh, yeah.
It follows more the book.
Okay.
I haven't read the
Okay.
book, but I'm saying I watched the trailer and I was like,
Do you think Arnold makes a cameo? I bet he does.
it doesn't
Do
show
you
in the
think
trailer, but I
so?
think he probably. Oh God, come on, it's Arnold.
God.
It could
I mean,
just
if
be
I
some...
were the director, I'd be like, no.
Oh fuck yeah, no!
No.
I don't care if I was doing anything. I would want Arnold in it. He is the fucking hilarious. I mean,
Well,
come
it
on.
depends on the
Kindergarten
tone.
Cop.
It could depend on the tone.
He's
I mean,
not
it's
a
not a
Duma.
Duma. I know, but still.
But
I mean, that just
the book was not a comedy.
degrades
It
the
wasn't.
movie.
So,
No. But I mean, Arnold can do
wasn't?
serious. Arnold can do. I mean, he's an action star. He's not a comedy guy. I mean, he's done some comedies, but he's not a comedy guy. He could do serious. But
what movie is he in that he's serious?
I mean, Spies Like a... Or no, what was it? True Lies. That's not a comedy.
Yeah, that's a comedy.
It's an action comedy.
Really? You think?
Yes.
It's a.
She's stripping and then she falls.
That
I mean,
is
come
not
on.
comedy. That is straight up sexy as
That
fuck.
is, it's action comedy.
Don't you talk shit about my movie.
It's a little bit more tongue in cheek though, where it's not.
I mean,
Yes.
okay, but it is...
The question
Yeah.
is, has he done a dramatic role?
No.
And that's where you would look at maybe something like Terminator, but he's playing a robot. It's just
Even in that, he's got like the comic relief where he's like, "Hasta la vista." Like
That's just
come
what... No, that's
on.
action
There are
one-liner. That
some
is not
There's some
comedy.
touching
Dumb.
moments in T2 when he's the father figure.
Yes.
But I agree that his range when it comes
That's
to
still
drama
not a
is very
dramatic
limited.
role. That's an
well,
action role.
That's fair.
Well,
That's fair.
Come on. I don't know. It's
I
Arnold.
I think Arnold is great.
Although,
I love him in
does
everything.
this the new Running Man look like they're taking it very dramatic?
Yes.
Very
I don't know. I haven't seen.
It's a
haven't seen it.
dramatic action
Really?
type movie. Yes.
Okay.
All right. What?
It's
what
not the
else
comedy-
What else is an example of a dramatic action? Like,
I mean, Matrix. That's not a comedy drama or action
Well, it's a
movie.
is that a
Sci-fi.
drama though? That's not a drama.
Well, but I mean, but it's not comedy action.
no, but that's just action. That's an action movie.
okay. Well, then
Sci-fi
it's
action.
mostly action. Then
Okay.
it's mostly action.
All right. Okay. All right.
I'm looking at Arnold's trying to find something here where it's not just
Yeah, nothing.
action.
No,
Maybe
we
next week
digress.
we'll see if
We
we can.
digress.
Erasure?
No.
That's just straight action, huh? True Lies. You're saying that's not.
No.
Come on, Last Action Hero.
No.
Oh wait, he was in Lincoln.
Don't know.
I'm serious. It says he was in Lincoln as John G. Nicolay.
The Steven Spielberg Lincoln?
Fuck, I don't know. It's from '92.
No.
Like about Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
Yes, like Abraham Lincoln.
Who the hell is he playing? That doesn't even make sense. That
It's
must have
got
been a
James
bad
Earl
movie.
Jones in it. Come on, you know that's a
No.
serious fucking movie right there. Glenn Close, you know she don't do nothing fucking crazy.
All right.
Come on. That's the.
I
Arnold
feel
is
like
the
we need to do
shit.
some recon and watch this movie on the side and come back
All
with
right.
some little.
All right. Well,
tidbits.
with all that, all I can say is, I'm sorry, Mom.
Okay, that's all you got. Okay.
That's all I got.
That's all you got.
Yeah.
Hail Caesars.
Jesus.
Well, that's all they had in there. I was trying to remember some during the movie. I'm like, oh, I can say that, but then I forgot them.
I'm sorry, Mom. Woo.
Well, I mean, I'd
That's heavy.
probably apologize to her
That's heavy.
anyways. Like, I'm sorry, Mom. This podcast is out of fucking control.
Look how big your ice still is.
Although I think my mom
No,
would
these
be an
things
Arnold
last.
I'm
fan.
impressed.
Yeah.
I think my mom.
I have little bowls, and they don't last very long. They're
These
like
are-
maybe this
these are
big.
like
That's
clear.
me too. I got little balls and they don't last very long.
Yeah, that's why I laughed. I was trying not to laugh.
I have like a thermos that's about this size. You take the,
Oh, I thought you were talking about
you take the lid off and you fill it with about 8 inches of water. Throw it in the freezer for about 36 hours.
Okay.
And it freezes enough, and then it comes up to about here, and all the cloudy part is just on one side, and then you can let it temper. You pull it out. You throw.
So then you have to chop it?
Then you cut it. up.
Okay, so then you okay.
Yeah, but that's how you get the clear ones that don't have any. That's what I love about
That's
them.
fancy.
Is that you get rid
How
of
do
the
you get
clouds.
them like?
You gotta
in
let
a
the ice sit a
square,
little bit, temper a
though?
little bits, and then I have a blade with it like a
Really?
like a saw type.
Sure.
And then you kind of
And it just goes through the
you
ice?
gotta like go around. No, you basically you score it, or what do? You kind of
Okay.
take a line and line and line, and then you take it, you go chop, or you hit it with a hammer, and it splits it.
Oh,
And you-
okay.
and then you
This
can come up
sounds fucking complicated.
Oh yeah, no.
That
make
is
ice.
But it's
so
so
complicated.
I have the same thing with the spheres.
Yeah, that's what I have, but they're small.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh no, I have ones that are big like
and
that.
they're cloudy.
bigger ones.
Oh no, the spears I make aren't cloudy because they're like yours, where it has the extra layer, so all the stuff comes up to the top.
Yeah. Okay, that's the way
I
to do
have
it.
that size,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
and those, but like they'll melt in just one drink.
yeah.
And I'm like, well, what's the point of that? Like, it's meant to not melt very
No,
quickly.
the idea is they just fit just right into the cup.